Well, simply put, just want to impart a little bit of wisdom on you guys today. Yoda, go ahead on and like, share, subscribe to my channel. Leave in the comments in the comment section below. Your comments would be greatly appreciated. Today, I want to talk about how modern women disarm men. A lot of times, modern women, I'll say this, women in general, they go about things in a certain way. You have to understand the nature of a woman. Between men and women are the weaker vessels, and men are the stronger vessels. Men are built to provide and protect women, and women are there to help. They are there to nurture. They are there to help a man build himself up. So you have to understand the nature of women, and in order to survive, women have to do certain things. They have to be a certain way in order to kind of get men to do, protect them and provide for them. But as you can see, in this day and age, modern women have kind of gotten out of hand. Things are kind of going wayward. Not saying all women, there are still traditional women out here who go about things in the right way, but we're talking about how modern women try to disarm men, and a lot of times it comes along with the signs. We all know what the signs are: shame, insult, guilt, need to be right. Those are the signs. And a lot of times when women are trying to disarm men, it comes along with different signs. And a lot of times their behavior is kind of hypocritical. If you really look at it and you really think about it, it's kind of a hypocritical type thing. The first thing that I want to talk about is a lot of times women, they don't want you to know their age. They try to keep their age a secret. And especially in today's society, you have younger women who may look a little bit older than what they are, and that's kind of a form of manipulation. And really, when I was younger, I always heard older women, they always told men it's disrespectful, it's insulting for a man to ask a woman their age. I'm sure you've heard that before. They don't want you to know their age, but understanding and knowing their age is an important thing, especially in today's society. First off, you want to make sure you're not talking to a woman who is underage. You don't want to do that, because a lot of times women can kind of make themselves up, and they can look older than what they are, and a man doesn't want to be caught in that situation. And another situation, you have an older woman, you're inquiring about her age. You want to know, what's her age or whatever, and you may want to be in a relationship with her, and you may want to have kids, and she may be, too old to have kids or whatever, because it is some women out here that look good for their age. I mean, some women, age differently, and some women look good for their age, and some women take care of themselves. But that's kind of a way that women kind of disarm men with their age. And like I said, all these things are kind of hypocritical, in nature, because a woman has no problem with asking you your age, and she wants you to be upfront. She wants you to tell her, how old you are, so she know kind of where you are, as far as your maturity, your lifestyle, what you have. She wants to inquire about that. But when you go to ask her age, they're kind of a little hesitant about the age thing. The next thing, second thing is body count. Now, it's a lot of stuff about body count, and I'm gonna do a video. I got a whole thing I'm gonna do about body count. But a lot of times modern women, they don't want you to know their body count, and a lot of times this also comes with a shaming tactic, try to make you feel guilty about asking, try to make you feel bad about asking. They basically just want you to kind of let some of these things slide. So they don't want you to inquire about their body count. But that's important. If you're trying to get into a relationship with a woman, that's a very important thing, because it shows their maturity. It shows their level of discipline. It shows if they are marriage material, if they're the type of person that may cheat on you, if they got a high body count, if they're kind of loose and they go out and they don't really care. You have some women who have issues saying no to men. That's a big issue. I've been around women like that. They just have issues saying no to men. That can be a big problem. That could be a big deal. And when men are inquiring about body count, it's a very important thing to know, especially if you're trying to be in a relationship, be in a marriage. That can cause harm in your marriage if they're promiscuous, if they're the type of person who just can't control themselves or around other men. And like I said, this is another hypocritical topic, because a woman has no problem asking you about your body count. She will ask you about you. If you get into a relationship with a woman, or you get close to a woman, y'all start talking and hanging out, she's going to ask you your body count. She will ask you your body count because she wants to know if you are able to get women. Women find that attractive. They find it attractive that men can get other women. So it's kind of like a hypocritical thing as well. Okay. The next way that modern women try to disarm men is they say that men are the ones who control, and they try to, push that narrative on men. They try to say that men are controlling. They try to say men are narcissistic. They always say men are narcissistic. They're controlling. They're trying to control me. And it's basically trying to disarm a man by lowering his requirements, his standards, his morals. It's basically a disarming tactic that women do. They try to push that out there, and a lot of times when you go out on a date with women, a lot of times they always talk about their ex. They always talk about, oh, he was so controlling. He tried to control me, and he tried to do this. That's a disarming tactic in itself, right there. They're trying to kind of disarm you. Okay, you can't be so controlling. But in turn, women have no problem telling you about their requirements, what they want. They want a guy who makes this amount of money. They want him to be this. They want him to be that. But as soon as you give your standards, your morals, your requirements, they try to flip it and say that you're controlling, you're narcissistic, you're inconsiderate, and things of that nature. And also under the women saying men are controlling, if a man asks a woman to cook and clean, or requires a woman to cook and clean, she'll basically say that she's not a slave. And anytime a woman relates slavery to cooking and cleaning, she's trying to disarm a man. Basically, she doesn't want the responsibility of cooking and cleaning from her boyfriend, from her husband, or whatever. She wants to disarm you. She wants to make you feel bad, make you feel guilty. Slavery has nothing to do with a woman cooking and cleaning for a man. Is if a woman cooks and cleans for a man, she's showing that she respects him, she cares about him, and she actually has love for that man. So when modern women talk about this cooking and cleaning stuff and they don't want to do it, it's just really showing that, you know, they don't want to do anything for that man to actually show that they care about him or they respect that man. I'm gonna do a video about that too. Another thing, you know, under the women saying men are controlling, you can go into a whole lot of aspects with that. Like if a man has a requirement for a woman to be in shape, or a woman to have a good attitude, you know, a good demeanor about herself, women try to relate that to men trying to be controlling, trying to, you know, push them around. But in turn, women have no problem with wanting a man to be in shape. Women have no problem with telling a man about his attitude. If he gets upset or he gets loud with them, she will say, you know, I'm listening to you, but I want you to say it in a certain way. You know, I want you to say it in a kind way. I want you to say it in a nice way. But then she'll turn around and have an attitude or whatever. And then when you say it, she like, that's just how I am. And basically trying to say, you should accept me how I am. You should accept, you know, if I get bigger, you should just accept that. If I got a bad attitude, you should just accept that. If I'm not gonna cook and clean for you, you should just accept that. You know, and it's just, these are just disarming. These are disarming tactics that women do. They try to disarm you. They don't want you to have any standards. And if you let this stuff slide, it could be really bad for you. Another thing under women saying men are controlling, if a man asks you to dress a certain way or wants you to dress modest, a lot of times women will kind of get upset. They'll try to shame you or make you feel guilty or insult you because you want them to look a certain way. A man normally doesn't want his woman to go out and to be, you know, look promiscuous or show off her body and things like that. And they'll try to say that men are just trying to control them. They're just trying to run them. And that's another way that women try to disarm men. Okay. When it comes to long-term relationships, when it comes to marriage, the prenup conversation is another way that women try to disarm men. Now, in today's society, the way the court systems are, the way the laws are, is really against men. So when a man brings up a prenuptial agreement, of course you're gonna hear a whole lot of backlash from women. They're gonna go about it and they're gonna try to make you feel guilty. They'll try to make you feel, oh, you don't really care about me. You think we're not gonna last, and try to make you feel guilty about asking for a prenup. But if you really think about it, your marriage license is a contract that is really in benefit of the woman. If you really think about it, and she has no problem signing that marriage contract, and she knows that if you get married without, every woman in the West knows that if you get married in the West, in our society, and you sign a marriage license, a marriage contract, the woman has those benefits once she signed it, and y'all are married and y'all are together, and she decides to get a divorce. she has all the benefits on her side. So this is another way women, when you get to that point in relationships and you're trying to get married and you want to get married, I would advise any man to get a prenup, even if you don't have any money like that or you're not super rich. Just be sure you understand what's going to happen just in case if you do get a divorce. But women will try to, make you feel guilty about protecting yourself. She wants to protect herself, but she doesn't want you to protect yourself. Also, in marriage, another disarming thing that women do is they try to utilize sex. They try to control the amount of sex that men get. A lot of times when men get married, and I've talked to a lot of married men, I have a lot of friends who are married, they all say the same thing to me. They say and I know life happens and you're doing this and you're doing that, but a lot of times the men that I've talked to, they said when they got married, the sexual activity goes down, and there are men who still want to have sex with their wife. They still want to be intimate with their wife, but their woman kind of controls, what goes on in the bedroom. And women, and maybe I'll do a video about it, but women need to understand that's part of the duty of being a wife. And a lot of times women, they feel like they control that in the marriage. And when they want to engage in physical activity, when they want to engage, the man should automatically, and a lot of times the men do. The men will engage when she wants to, but when he wants to and she doesn't, he has to kind of back off and let it not do anything. But the next point is kind of relates to that. A lot of times women don't want, in relationships and in marriage, they don't want men to have female friends. And that's another way that women try to disarm men. They don't want you to, be around women. They don't want you to, have female friends, like, females around. They don't want you to have those females, around you, and they don't want, any possibility of you doing anything. And that's another way that they disarm you. And like I said, all this stuff is hypocritical, because a woman will do that to you, and they wouldn't want you to have female friends, but they will have male friends, and then they'll try to make you feel bad, like make you feel like you're insecure. Well, that's just my friend. We just work together and we just talk on the phone here and there. But it should go both ways. All this stuff should go both ways. And like I said, women don't have a problem with asking you your age. Women don't have a problem with asking you your body count. Women definitely don't have a problem with telling you their requirements. They don't have a problem with you cooking or cleaning for them. They don't have a problem with you, they want you to be in shape. They want you to have a good attitude. They have no problem signing the marriage license. They have no problem with that. And they want to control, the sex. When they want to have sex, they want you to be up for it. And they want to have male friends. So just think about some of these things. If you are in a relationship with a woman, and just my advice to you guys is to really try to get to know the women that you're trying to be in a relationship with. First off, get with someone who wants to be with you. And when these things come up, You should be able to have conversation about all this stuff. If you're with the right woman, you should be able to have a conversation about all of these points with the woman that you want to be with. You should be able to have a conversation. If she tries to insult you or guilt you out of knowing these things, those are big red flags. She basically wants you to go into the relationship with her being blind, and you don't want to go into a relationship being blinded, because it's just a recipe for disaster. Just want to impart a little bit of wisdom on you guys today. Yoda, go ahead on and like, share, subscribe to my channel. Leave in the comments in the comment section below. Your comments will be greatly appreciated. And like I always say, love you guys millions, and I'll talk to you later. Club.